So the number one question I always get asked by other people is, how do you get so motivated to study? You know, how do you stop procrastinating, and how do I stay motivated? So today I'm going to give you some tips and what I did to stop procrastinating and get motivated. People always also ask me, do you have pushy parents? Do they make you do lots of work? No, that is not the case. I have to get off my own bed and start working, otherwise I will fail my exams. But I haven't always been a super productive person. In fact, I used to be the biggest procrastinator you will have ever met. I used to go on my phone for like 2 hours and not do any work. I used to leave my homework to the last day, and that was just not a good time. So I'm going to tell you how I have trained myself to be more productive and get stuff done. And I always knew that I should have done work and that I should be doing work, but I never actually got myself up to do it. And I think that's a really big problem for people nowadays, to actually get up and start working. So hopefully these ideas will give you a bit of a chance to just start working, and then hopefully it can lead you on from there. The first tip I have is to think about your longer term goals. So do you have your heart set on a specific university? Do you have a dream career that you've been thinking about since you were like 5? Do you have a certain set of grades that you want to get? Like, where do you see yourself in 5 or 10 years time? And if you do have really high aspirations, think about doing this bit of work or this bit of studying as a step towards that goal. And I find that this really motivates me and makes me want to study and makes me want to get to the places where I want to be. So the next tip is one that I actually kind of hate doing, but I think it works the best for me. So I tend to put tasks at the back of my mind when I'm procrastinating, so it doesn't really seem like that real. So as much as it pains me to do it, I have to actually make the tasks seem real, and I just have to put myself into perspective and say, you know what, this is real. You're gonna have to do a test in 2 days on radioactivity. You know nothing. You need to start revising right now. And I find that this just really helps me to just be in the moment and just say, you know what, I actually need to do work. And I find that when I do this to myself and make myself find that it's real, then as much as it is kind of hard to take and it just makes me stressed, it does make me motivated to study, because you know what, mocks are in 4 weeks now. I'm gonna have to start revising, otherwise I'm not gonna do as well as I want. Even if you have had a really busy morning with your family, then it is still possible to be productive in the evening and kind of save what's left of the day and call it a productive day. So sometimes I go out with my family and do stuff with them, or sometimes I'm cleaning my room because I didn't do it the night before, and honestly I just kind of do random things in the morning sometimes, and it kind of messes up my day a bit. But I find that instead of saying, oh my gosh, the day's ruined, I'm not going to be productive today, you can still be productive. You just need to say to yourself, you know what, I kind of had a busy morning, I kind of didn't do anything, I wasn't productive at all, but I can still do some more things and I can still get stuff ticked off my to-do list. If I just do it in the evening, it's going to be fine. And as much as we all love having like an 8-hour study day that's perfectly planned out and we've ticked off the timetable, it's inevitable that some stuff is going to come up. Like sometimes my family will just say, you know what, we're going to go on a walk now, we want you to come with us. So I obviously have to go, and I'm not going to stay and do studying because I want to spend time with my family, and stuff is just obviously going to randomly come up. So you just need to prepare for that and say, you know what, all is not lost. I can still save my day and have a productive day if I just carry on with work when I get back. It's not all ruined. It's never too late to start studying. The next tip I find so important. I am one of those people that gets so stressed if my surroundings are messy and untidy, and so it's so important for me to have a clear and tidy workspace. If my desk is cluttered, it's got papers everywhere, it's got mild liners all over the place, I get so stressed. I cannot sit down and do work. I have to clean up my desk first and then I have to do work. So I find that if I just spend 5 minutes the night before tidying up my desk so that in the morning it's all nice, then I can stop procrastinating and honestly just get on with the work. So in the morning when I see a nice, clean and tidy desk, I can just get on with the work and there's just no stress, and it just gives me that extra boost of motivation to actually get on with it. So the next tip is one that my grandma has actually taught me from a very young age, and that is to take breaks. So I used to just study for hours on end and just never take breaks, and as much as people might think that this is good, like, oh, you did 8 hours, how good, that's not always like the best thing, because sometimes you just lose motivation and you just lose your concentration, and that is really bad, because if you carry on when you've lost motivation, there's just no point. It's not going to go into your brain. So if you ever feel unfocused or unmotivated, just stop working, get some fresh air, have a snack, refuel yourself, energize yourself, and then get back to the thing that you were doing, because you will just feel so much better, so much more motivated and pumped to just keep going and studying. And most importantly, the information will go into your brain better and you'll remember it even more. The last tip is probably one of the most important tips, and that is to put your phone away. Your phone is your biggest enemy when it comes to revising and studying, and I've definitely had those days where I've just been scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling on my phone with no plans to study, because I've just been sat on the sofa just with my phone. So do whatever you have to do to get your phone out of the way. When I feel like I really want to go on my phone, sometimes I have to say, you know what, I have to give it to my mum now, because I'm just going to go on my phone. I've also tried putting it under my duvet, which really helps me when I don't want to just annoy my mum. If you're on your phone right now procrastinating, please put your phone away, give it to your parent, put it under your duvet cover, because you know what? You can do this and you're going to get a revision done right now. So that is all the tips that I have for you today, and that's everything that I do to help make myself motivated and stay focused when I'm studying. So I really hoped you enjoyed, and I hoped it was actually helpful for you and that you actually use some of these tips. So thank you very much for watching, and bye!